There's a bee behind your neck. Come this way, there's a bee on your neck.
I ain't scared of necks. I said I ain't scared of necks.
He's a little tiny baby. He's asking if you guys want to say anything. You should say a few words. You on Facebook?
States and all their all their head hunters or whatever, they kind of know just that we the people have to show that.
Oh, Han, excuse me. What's his name?
Jamal.
Jamal. Yeah. They don't want us to go up there.
Oh, they don't want us to go
Who's there? Jaleesa. Know your rights so that way, you know, this can't happen to you anymore. You can stand your ground and protect your children and as much as possible. You know, we know that these people are gangsters and they're taking our children without warrants and without right to due process. So read some law and try and stand on that as much as you can.
And for the future women, like, take note to this. Like, don't, before you sign it.
Peace, Moors. So we are here giving out some paperwork to some of these family members that are protesting. I just got a phone call. They're out here protesting because this woman here in the all-black suit, her grandchild was murdered in the care of DCYF, which most people know as CPS. And the woman that killed her grandchild was on the run, and they recently found her hiding. So the court case is proceeding right now up here in this court. And we're here to give them some paperwork and letting them know their laws and their rights. So I'm going to be reading that for you on live right now. So, yeah, don't get it confused. We know Moors don't protest, but these people are here protesting, so we're here to support them with the law and their rights so that way they know what to do. So, Parents Against DCYF and other organizations, a campaign to expose the negligence and unconstitutionality of the Rhode Island Department of Children and Families. This is stuff from the United Nations Declarations on the Rights of Indigenous People. On the rights of a child. Just... So, whereas the people of the United States have in the charter... Sorry, Leonidas is going off right now, so I'm going to see what he's saying right now.
Now they're just letting us give them our children. Right? So let's stop giving them our children. Let's cut that out first. Then when they come and try to take our children, you'll have men like us, men like me, ready to die for the cause. Let them try to take our children while we're raising and protecting our children. Giving them is one thing, taking them is another. Write signs and do what we do when we want to take the babies. They sneak amongst each other, write letters to each other, and tell each other what they're going to tell y'all to keep y'all away from your babies. So at some point, the signs ain't going to do nothing. At some point, we got to march in their fist in our other fist, and we tell them this is how it's going to be. Not, oh, can we do this or can we do that? No, this is how it's going to be. So when y'all ready for that, I'm here. I'm always ready for that. Whenever y'all ready to march in there and kick a door off and tell them, if y'all don't let my children out, this building not going anywhere, or this building not going anywhere. Call me. Get my number and call me. I'm ready for that kind of action. Not just stand outside with signs making noise and speak like not even listening to us. They have a coffee and donuts. You think they're reading your signs or listening to us? While they got the children in a room, waiting to go feed your children whatever they want to feed them and touch them however they want to touch them. Remember, y'all go home and sleep at night. These children go home and got to talk to them. Whenever you're ready to kick off the door, let me know.
That's the business they have. They take this from the family. They pay.
When y'all ready to kick off the door, my My name is Leonidas Jabir Bey. Look me up. Come get me.
We have to work
I'm
it
ready.
out for our children.
I'm not ready to hold signs no more. I'm ready to kick off door and take the children back.
Everything they need, and they come and take for us. And that's not right. Some people, they supposed to take it. When
Hey,
they talk
Julius,
people,
somebody took my license
people like
from
that,
my
you're
purse.
training.
What?
Yeah.
But
What's wrong?
When
I
did
gotta
this
go and see
happen?
if they give me another one.
When did this happen?
don't allow another
I don't know.
culture, another nation.
I was gonna show it to Ricardo. I said, you gotta get weapons. He says, I can't, I got a case.
So how
And
does another
he says,
village
do you? And I said,
across
yeah,
the
I
water
do. I went in the classes, I learned with the malls. And he said, oh, we could have weapons? Yes, we can, but not now, not legal, because you have record. So he said, I said, that's the group that you gotta belong in, because he's a trouble kid. Look at him.
We kicking off this door. When are we gonna do that?
All right, now.
When are we gonna do that? When are we gonna stop complaining?
I'm about to
and then
read
jump
this for
over
the-
to them and be
There she
like,
comes.
oh, I'll sign this. Are you gonna help me? When are we gonna
No,
stop?
the grandma, got the grandma.
Young man, you are absolutely correct. Let me tell you, we're here for a bill hearing for the deaf and white
I
men.
know what you guys are here for. I hear
And I
it.
just want you to maintain self-control.
I know. We've been maintaining self-control for over 100 years. I know.
And for
Another
today,
few more
just
hours and
respect
minutes won't
this
do nothing.
day.
I get it. I get it. We're gonna keep maintain control, right? We've been maintaining control.
So I'm gonna read this.
Let's do it for a few more hours because they're really about to change it. Listen. But the door should be flying off the hinges. It's fine for men.
You want to read some of this for the live?
Sure.
And I'll read whenever you get tired.
So I'm not gonna read all of it. This page is.
You want to tell them what we're doing?
Yeah, we're just protesting DCYF as usual. So parents against DCYF and other organizations a campaign to expose the negligence and unconstitutionality of the Rhode Island Department of Children and Families.
Someone can take my children and I don't.
The table of context is rights of the child, the rights of the parent, and the rights of the children, which is dealing with the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of a Child. Then on page 4 is res judicata, what it is and how it's used so parents can learn what their rights are and applicable case law for their children. Because a lot of these parents go into court and their attorneys say, well, you waived their rights, and they had no idea that they waived their rights, when in actuality they didn't waive their rights. On this case law on that saying, and that's on page 7, waiver of rights, that states that your rights have to be knowingly waived. You have to know that you're waiving them. And then page 10 is children cannot be taken without due process, proof of neglect or abuse, which is according to Rhode Island general law. And then we have some corpus juris secundum, why not to hire an attorney, because an attorney is an officer of the court, which is why we're giving parents information so that way they don't need attorneys who's an officer of the court who's going to say things like, oh yeah, you can have a trial by jury after your bench trial. So they're just going to bring you through this, bring you through the BS. Just to satisfy the court and get a paycheck. And that's basically it. So it starts with the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights. I highlighted the fact that children have the right to grow under the care of the parents. Right?
Use what God gave you. Stop giving it away.
Then res judicata, how it's used, what it's used for. So for principles of estoppel, to basically to stop all this stuff from the beginning, you know, which
And here's law.
stare decisis, which is Rhode Island general law, states that children can't even be taken without proof of neglect or abuse. Not hearsay, because a lot of parents have been suffering because someone said, oh, I heard that child crying, and then DCYF took their children. So that's not proof of neglect or abuse, that someone made a phone call, and that's it. Then I go over mental competence, what that is, and I highlight what a ward is, infant or person of unsound mind, so that way parents know. Then I give parents corpus juris secundum, subsection 39, issues of fact and issues of law, how issues of law supersede issues of facts. So the issue of law is children can't be taken without due process. Children can't be taken without proof of neglect or abuse. So the facts, you know, of the fact that the mom did whatever but didn't actually abuse the child is irrelevant, right? Stuff like that. Then here on this page, 7 and 8 is the waiver of rights. Waiver of constitutional rights not only must be voluntary, They must be knowingly intelligent acts done with sufficient awareness, which a lot of people don't even know. A lot of people don't even know when their rights are being waived, which means they're not being waived. The court is just making a statement that it's being waived, and then since you don't know law because you went to their schools, they know you don't know law, and they know that their attorney is going to tell you whatever it is that the court wants the attorney to tell you because the attorney is off as a court. So these 2 pages are just case law, basically, on how you can't waive your rights without knowing. Then the Bill of Rights, because parents have been told that you can't come into the courtroom, parents have been told that you can't speak in the courtroom, and parents have been told that the public can't come in while the judge is adjudicating over the alleged rights of the child, which is a violation of the first Bill of Rights, which you have the right to free speech so you can speak in the courtroom. And then it states that you have the right to an open and public fair trial, so there should be no closed hearings. Right? Then it says that you have the right to face your accuser, so if someone's accusing that you abuse your child or whatever, then where's the accuser at? Why is it just the state versus you? Right? Then, you have the right to a speedy trial and criminal hearings. 1, why is it that parents are going through DCYF court for like 5 years? If the right to speedy trial is 70 days. And then 2, why is it that according to Rhode Island general law there has to be proof of neglect or abuse, which is a crime, but they have this under civil and not criminal? So again, the reason why they have it under civil and not criminal is to avoid the speedy trial, so that way they're running parents through the ringer for 10 years.
We need to say the law.
Then I put, some jurisdiction that Higgins versus Levine. The law requires proof of jurisdiction to appear on the record of the administrative agency in all administrative proceedings. So before you even go to trial, you have your hearing, which is administrative. You have a pre-trial conference, which is administrative. And during those things, as you know, during a pre-trial conference, you submit evidence, as in the proof of neglect or the proof of abuse, which must exist before what?
I'm gonna pass these out. I'll be right back. You wanna hold this?
Which must, hold on, I'm gonna wrap it up. Which must exist before you even go to trial. Also, according to Black's Law Dictionary, which is in Rhode Island State House in the library, Rhode Island Supreme and Superior Court in the library, in this building in the library, which is on the 3rd floor, if I'm not mistaken, and in the 6th District Court on the top floor, I think it's the 6th floor, they have Black's Law Dictionary. According to Black's Law Dictionary, in order for a crime to exist, there must be an injured party. So why is it that none of these children are being injured by the parents, but they're being injured by DCYF? And that's what we're here for today, to inform parents of their rights.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up for now because my phone is dying, and I'll come back later and read this to y'all. Thank you.